Hey everybody, welcome back to the Snake Pit. Stay with me because today we're doing Arrow Barrage. Okay, so today we are going into Arrow Barrage. It's the last war type to cover for these hero formations, but I assure you it is definitely not my last video. So for those that subscribed, you're going to see this video before the war comes out this weekend, so you got time to prep. And you're going to want to stay subscribed. And those that haven't subscribed, you might want to as well, because I've got a lot more coming. The individual heroes, I'm going to be going through all of these, and then you can start seeing which ones are more effective in which positions. I'm also working on a mana speed um, uh, analysis, and I'm very excited about that one because I'm already seeing trends of what kind of speeds make a team better in different war types. So that's coming. And as I alluded to in the attack boost war video, I'm also working on the different types of attackers and the different types of heroes, such as supporters, minions, and all these things. So there's plenty of content coming, but this is going to be the last one for the healer series, if you will, for these wars. So let's get into Arrow Barrage. Arrow Barrage is a war type that where the defenders from both alliances are supported by Arrow Barrage. What this means is that only the attackers are going to get hit by the arrows. They're the only ones that are affected by it. So there's a huge advantage on this for the defensive team. Unlike other ones like Equalizer, where it's both sides are affected. Same thing with Undead Horde. This one, it's just the attackers. It's not going to be shocking. The average survivability rate for this war type is actually quite high because the advantage goes to the defenders. In fact, this war type is actually closer to Rush than it is to Undead Horde, Equalizer, and Attack Boost. It's only 2.3, like for the average survivability rate, it's only 2.3% off of Rush below it. And it's 4.2% higher than Attack Boost and Equalizer, and it's 4.6% higher than Undead Horde. So it's very much a difficult war for attackers to get through, and I'm going to help you make it so it's even harder for them to do this. Back to the Arrow Barrage rules. So the Arrow Barrage does 25% damage to the attacking heroes. And so that damage amount is going to vary, obviously. If you are on full HP, and we'll just take some easy numbers to work with. Let's say you've got 1,000 HP on your hero. It's going to take off 250 hit points. If you've got 4 hit points left, it's only taking 1. So it's not a set amount. It's in relation to your current health on that hero. And then I guess the last part I need to talk to you about for the rules is that the Arrow Barrage, it will speed up as the defenders are picked off. I think the formula is the number of defenders plus 1. So when you start out and there's 5, it's going to take 6 turns before the arrows come. And if there's one lone hero on the wing or somewhere, it's going to be every 2. So they're going to come fast and furious. One of the theories, and this one's been out there for a long time, is the best way to do a defense for Arrow Barrage is to let the arrows do the work for you, and they do a good job. Obviously, the first time it hits, it's taken off a quarter damage from all of them, and it'll speed up. So the arrows will actually get them down. The theory is that you get some heroes up the middle that will delay time and let the arrows do the work and keep the defense team alive. And then on the wings, you have some destructive heroes that will hit multiple targets and then just wipe them completely clean by the time that they charge up. So we'll explore with the healers if this is if there's any truth or merit to the theory that you stick 3 healers in the middle and then stick some multi-target damage doers on the wings. That's the winning combination. So we will see. Let's go to the numbers right now. Okay, so like all the other videos I've done, we're going to go through the same kind of stats here. And again, the focus is on healer formations. I will definitely be getting into other things later on. But for now, this is what we're doing. And this is all based off my war study. The number of brackets, of course, is the number of times I've seen a certain type of formation, how many teams had that criteria. Let's get into it. So the average survivability rate was based off of 1,113 teams, and it's 31.8%. Again, I told you earlier that it is closer to rush than it is to the other types. Defenders have the advantage in this war type. Rush was 34.1, and the other ones were 27.2 and 27.6. So we can see that you can definitely soak out some extra flags out of the other team on this war type. And again, here's the criteria that we're going to go through. No healers, 1 healer, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we actually have data on all of these in this war type. So no healers is 32.1%. It's average. 1 healer, 31.7%. It's average. 2 healers, 32.3%. It's average. 3 healers, 30.8%. It's also average. 4 healers. Okay, now we're starting to dip off, 25.5. We only have 8 cases of that. And then the 5 healers, there's only 1 brave soul that tried it out, and it did not do so well. It crashed and burned as well. But what I want to highlight from this screen that you're looking at right now, and the repetitiveness that you just heard about the average, we don't have any clear winners when it comes to these general formations. Again, we'll break some of these down to be more granular so you can see the different types within. But when you look at them as a whole, it is there's no green here. I didn't forget the green font like in the other videos, right? For those that haven't seen it, yellow is within 1% of the average survivability rate for all teams observed. Green would be anything higher, and red is below. We got a lot of yellow down there. There is not a big separation between no healers and 3 healers. It's 1.5%. They're all average. The other war types. So out of the other 4 war types, the difference that can be found between these 4 these 4 different formation types is actually 7.6%. So this one is tight, and there's not a lot of difference when you look at it as a whole. But we know that there's more information lurking, so let's have a look. Okay, 1 healer overall. We're going to do this one first. Single healers. It was average overall. And when we go to 1 healer at tank, it's 34.6. This is the second highest formation that I looked at in Arrow Barrage. It has been a top 5 formation in every war type where it is normal speed. So anything outside of rush, it is a top 5. In one case it's first, another case it's second. So it's a broken record. It's always a decent idea to do this outside of rush. Rush, there's some better ones, and you'd have to see the video for that to see those. For a single healer at flank is 32.0%. It's actually just above average. It's an average formation where it's not in other cases. And then one healer on the wing, would go red. So 27.6%. Yeah, we've seen this before. We're going to open it up, and maybe it'll be, there's a big difference when we use the reviving type heroes and non-reviving heroes. So let's look at it. But right now, when you look at this, you see the trend that the closer to the center that you go with the tank, when you're only using one healer, it gets better as it goes to the center. When a healer can revive and when a healer cannot revive, this is what we're going to pick apart, and it's about the right ratio that we see in other videos as well. So when it can revive, 28.3, it's red. There we got 52 cases here. 52 instances where someone has put that reviving hero on the wing and it is below average. And it's not just below a little bit. It's 28.3%, and the average of the whole thing is 31.8. Wow. We'll see what we can make of this as we go along, but this isn't normally what we see. So I find this very interesting with Arrow Barrage. And then when a healer cannot revive using a single healer on the wing, it's 27.2%. That is even worse. It's the lowest of these, and it's never been a really good idea. And I know I've said it once or twice. It's this is not what you should be doing. So one healer that cannot revive sticking on the wing has been not a great thing. And I recall in the other war types that this is a common theme. Well, let's check in on Ssnake from all the other war types and see if we can remember what was said about that. It's always a bad idea to put a single healer on the wing when it can't revive. Just a bad idea. It does not perform as well as other formations. Still a terrible idea to do that. Terrible idea. Right? So that is the common theme. If you see my videos and you're still putting a single healer on the wing that cannot revive, and I'm not saying don't do it, and I'm not saying you won't once in a while get get lucky in war defense, but in general, it's not a good idea. There are better things to do with your healers, better places to put them, and if you see on your battlefield, on the opponent's team, you see someone with a single healer that can't revive on the wing, that might be considered the low-hanging fruit when you're crunching down to which teams do I need to hit to get those extra points. What's the safe bet? All right, enough about that. Let's move on. We'll now go into the two healer breakdown. Again, overall, it's average. Two healers, we'll do them wing flank, wing tank, wing wing, flank flank, and flank tank. So with wing flank is 30.7%. It's not that far off. It's below average though. Wing tank is 35.0%. This is actually the best, the number one healer formation in Arrow Barrage. There's none that are better. So this is the highest in this war type, and this is the highest that it's ever ranked in any of the other war types as well. Wing wing, 20.2. So now we're seeing, again, another low number for percentage. And again, we've got a low number of occurrences as well. There's only 6 there. But we'll go in and have a look because we always do. Just see, maybe it matters if there's revivers going on in there too. Flank flank is 30.8. And flank tank 33.1%. Look what's green, right? Again, and we've seen this in another war type too, the best types are generally the ones where a tank is involved. Here we got wing tank, flank tank, and they are a head above all the other types. I think, honestly, when you see that a single healer at tank is a top 5 in just about every war type as well, and you get, you know, when you have 2 healers and a tank is involved, where one of your healers is involved at tank, they're always good. That's the common denominator. It's not because of the wing or the flank in this case, it's the tank. It just helps support a little bit more when there's another healer on the board. Okay, so now we're going to go into Arrow Barrage 2 healer formations on wing and break those down a little bit. You can see already, and it's disappointing, but we have no cases where both of them were revivers, so no data on that. But between the other 2 formations, no revivers, and where one of them is a reviver on the wing, 20.2, it's abysmal, but we're working with small sample size of data, so keep that in mind. But I'm, again, not going to hide numbers just because they don't look good. I'm here to show you everything that I've found. So you can make your own deductions about how well this would go. Try it out. Maybe it will actually turn out to be a good formation, but from what we've seen, not so much. Anyways, let's get back to it. No revivers. There's 2 cases, and they floundered 15.5%. And then when you put 1 reviver on, out of those 2 wing healers, 22.5%. Again, look at the average survivability rate. This is up of 30% is normal and average. So it's way down there. Just remember, when we looked at the single healer on the wing, and we normally expect it to be pretty high with the reviver, it wasn't. It was at 28.3%. And I'm not sure, I'd have to look back, but I think it might be the first time that we've seen it in the red like that. This kind of highlights that trend a little bit. It's not any better with 2 healers. In fact, it looks worse. So in a sense, I think this supports that theory that it's not healers that you need on the wings. It's gonna be those heavy hitters that you need on the wings. We'll see that more later on when I start dissecting the different types of hitters and where they belong in these different war types. But for right now, just looking at the healers, this seems to be coming true. The next part that I'm going to do is the tank versus flanks. Again, for those that didn't know, I'm going to say this quickly for those that have heard it 100 times. Well, it'd be 5 or 6 now. Tank of color and flanks of color. This relates to our alliance when we I'll pick a tank color, so you can either put that tank out there or use 2 flanks in that color as well. So your typical rainbow team that you're seeing there is 33.3%. It has done better than flanks of color, 30.7. Yeah, no big surprise. I bet you can guess that we didn't have any dark or holy flanks chosen as a designated color for this war type. We only did it on the rush, and the reason I had gone and shown this in the first place was because it was better with the dark holy relationship. And oddly enough, I was talking to someone in the alliance recruiting chat the other day, and they had approached me and said that their alliance was using this dark holy um, combination up the middle, like I had shown, and they were now winning five straight, going on six, and we'll see if it keeps going. But it's gotten them obviously up to a new level. So will it work in this one? Maybe. I don't have the data yet, but other people are trying it, and it seems to be working in other wars other than just Rush. All right, we're at the end. I am going to show you in this summary the best three, the worst three, which will help us kind of see the big picture in front of us in one shot of what does work and what doesn't. So first is these green ones. These are the top three formations. So coming in at number 3 is 2 healers, flank tank, 33.1%. A single healer at tank, 34.6. It's quite the jump considering the average is 31.8. And then the top spot, like I said, for the first time, it's number 1 in a war type is the 2 healers wing tank, 35.0%. Notice the absence of reviving heroes in this category. Typically, they're all over there. Not here. Not here. Going down now into the worst things that you can do. So 2 healers on the wings, where one of them is a reviver, 22.5%. I don't think we've seen this before. It definitely doesn't work here. 5 healers, 20%. Granted, there was only one case of this. 4 healers didn't do so well either. So anything more than 3 took a dive. And then 2 healers on the wings, where there's no revivers, 15.5%. I know that some of these numbers, there's not a lot of occurrences, but it's we're seeing this. This is what's happened so far. It's not working. No healers, by the way, for those that like to run with no healers. It does quite well. If you recall at the start, it was a lot of yellow between no healers up to 3 healers. They were all very tight. No healers comes in at 32.1% and is a solid formation. And a single healer on flank is 32.0%. So it's also just under and should be mentioned in this list for the green formations. So what are we seeing here? Well, we're seeing, based on the fact that a single healer on flank is also pretty decent, a single healer at tank is the best, and that on the wings is not great. So what we can learn from this is that, historically, defense teams have done much better when you keep the healer towards the center in this one. Healers on the outskirts appear to be ineffective, even if they can revive. So that's a bit shocking. Again, this kind of supports that old theory that to be successful in this war type, you need to have some multi-damage attackers on the wings, and then have some heroes that can delay time and let the arrows do the work in the center 3. So it works with healers. I suppose, you know what? We'll see when we get into the individual heroes, which I'm going to be doing after. But heroes like Krampus, those taunters, is that going to be enough to delay? What about Costume Cadlin or, Inari? Will those dodges be enough? We'll see. I'll be getting those out very quickly to you. But this is where we're at with the stats. As always, I want to thank you for sticking to me up to this point. If you enjoyed this video and the other ones and can't wait to see some of the others that I do, and you can appreciate the hard work I've done, then please hit that subscribe button. Like it if you do. If you don't like it, that's fine too. Leave me a comment. Ask me anything. I'll respond to anybody and everybody that leaves me some kind of notes. I love the feedback, whether it's good or bad. So, anyways, I'm Snake. I thank you again for coming, and I'm here to help you defend yourself.